Hey guys, we're back here with it's the mini series again. It's episode 5 and 6 of the documentary were crazy packed with stuff to talk about. We just decided to split it into 2 episodes. It'll probably be a lot better that way because we don't want to make like an hour and a half worth of an episode for Wednesday. But yeah, we're back here again with Shams.
Yo, what it do?
So I guess the first thing and the biggest topic we could talk about is Jordan and his freaking competitiveness and gambling problem. You want to explain what's the first thing we see when the documentary started up?
That's huh?
When he was gambling with the freaking his like security guards.
Yeah, this man was like crazy. He's like, he probably enjoyed the thrill of winning the gamble more than like, because he definitely wasn't for the money and it wasn't for like making money or anything like that.
Oh yeah,
he just said like, I want to see you your money in my pocket. That's what he gets out of it.
Because they would say whenever they were on the private jets and stuff, there was like an area in the back where Jordan was gambling. They were usually playing like blackjack or something, and that was where like they had like the racks being gambled. They gambled everything on that shit. And then there was the game in the front where it's it's just players gamble. They're just trying to play the game. They don't even care about gambling. They're gambling like $1 a hand. But and then I forgot who it was, but he said whenever Jordan would come up to the front and be like, "Hey yo, y'all playing blackjack up here? Yo, can I get in?" And they're like, "Hey, why do you want to play with us?" And he's just like, and there's like, we're gambling, like we're betting like $1 a hand. He's like, I don't care about the money. I'm just trying to see what you said. I'm trying to see your money in my pocket. Like, this dude really just like, no matter what he was doing, he just wanted to win. That's all he cared about.
Yeah, he's a psychopath. It's just like, and like he says later on, like he's like, I don't have a gambling problem. I have a competition problem. It's like, yeah, man, but you are gambling with that competition problem. But it's like that was the true issue in him. That's the one thing.
This dude was, and then he was gambling with his freaking security guards. They were just throwing a coin at a wall and then seeing who can get it the closest to the wall, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
This dude was really gambling, and it was just like it's like $10, $20, just playing with the security guards. But I guess like what you said, like he obviously didn't really care about the money because $20 to freaking Micheal Jordan is definitely like absolutely nothing. Like,
yeah,
he probably just wanted to freaking just beat people at whatever they wanted to play him against at.
Yeah, I read it too. Well, do you want to get into the controversy first of like what this created though?
Oh yeah, no, this most of this episode will probably be about him and his gambling shit because that's what most of the episode was about in the first place. But yeah, well, you can go into you can explain the controversy. Yeah,
so the story is Jordan's Bulls are playing the Knicks. This is
1992
in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Wasn't the Knicks the actual finals?
No, the Knicks play in the Eastern Conference.
So then who they played against in the finals in 1992?
They moved on to I forgot who they ended up playing in the finals that year, but this was the Eastern Conference Finals with with Patrick Ewing and Starks and all them. So they're down 0-2 in New York. The first 2 games they lost, and so after losing those 2 games, after losing the first game, Jordan is seen in Atlantic City, New Jersey, partying or just like out until like 2:30 a.m.
Yeah, he said it was around like 1 or something, right? That's what he said, and he was with his dad, I think.
Yeah, well, but he was lying. They saw him. He was basically out with his team, and they were gambling to like, and so that's seen. And then like the next game, they come and they blow the game in the final minutes of the game, and people are like, "Is it the fatigue from gambling all night in Atlantic City?"
Oh, they went 3-0 in the Eastern Conference Finals.
What do you mean? No, he was down 0-2. This was after the first game.
Oh, okay, okay. This was the second game lost
Yeah,
then. Okay, okay.
yeah. The event happened after the first game, but
Mm-hmm.
the frenzy around it started to build up after the second game when they're
Yeah,
down
yeah, yeah.
0-2, and
Because they
people were
realized it.
questioning like, is he focused on the game? Is he
Mm-hmm,
distracted?
mm-hmm,
Now, remind you the perfect little Michael Jordan episode one that walked into that room and saw people not behaving right and just
mm-hmm,
walked away
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
said, I gotta get out of here.
The
So
one
he's
who's
changed a lot since then,
the
basically.
one who said, "I don't do drugs, I don't smoke cigs, I don't party,
Yeah,
I don't fuck
I don't
around with
do anything.
girls."
I just play
He
basketball. Yeah, but
it's all he lived for was like, I'm gonna go in the gym, play basketball, and leave. That's what he was about his rookie years. But now he's like, he realizes the strain that it does on not he obviously didn't like what's it called, mind like the physical fatigue, but I guess it was the mental fatigue that he was like more important to him.
yeah,
Or not more
and just
important to him,
like
but hit him differently.
the need to be so perfect, because mind you, there was an eye on him at all times. So he
Mm-hmm.
probably had like this huge need to like, because like they said, like he met like large crowds of people all the
Mm-hmm.
time.
Mm-hmm.
People are
Mm-hmm.
always trying to find him, and like you want to leave a good interaction with people. So like the pressure of always being like nice to people, and just like even if you're going having a rough day, so a kid walks up to you like, hey, like that's his first time seeing you, and you don't want to like give him a bad experience because
Mm-hmm.
like that's the only time he'll probably ever see in his life. So the
Mm-hmm.
pressure of like having to keep up with that, like he definitely needed an outlet to like at least like get
Calm down
himself
a bit.
through like what was going on every day, like the pressure of trying to win games, of all this like this attention from everywhere he goes, just like so
Yeah,
many
no.
eyes on him.
there
That
was a
definitely like
there was a part in
built
the
up.
documentary that was like no, but like when he it was like him, it was like straight off the bat, like right in the beginning, he was sitting in his like apartment, and then the one of the people, when somebody was like, you never see, you like, if he leaves his apartment, everyone automatically knows about it. He goes down to the lobby, huge crowd of people. He walks out the building, another huge crowd of people. He walks into the stadium, another huge crowd of people. On his way to the locker room, another huge crowd of people. So it's like he's
Yeah,
doing all these interactions with people, trying to keep up. You know, like you don't just have like, it's not only just meetings with like fans and stuff like that. It's like you got like reporters and the media also just hounding you down for every single question, which half of them are complete bullshit because half of them ask the same exact damn question. Like, it just doesn't make any, like, I'm guessing they want the story for themselves too. They want to get their own report and quotes on it, but like all they
yeah,
ever ask is the same exact shit. Like, it definitely puts like a strain on his mind, because just like he probably just gets annoyed from answering all the same goddamn shit.
yeah.
But then like it's not just that, he also has to go and then perform well at the game, like that same day. So like it's definitely like he's definitely getting like a good hit mentally by that.
Yeah, and my wife,
What'd
NBA
you say?
reporter Taylor Rooks, she tweeted, he violated no state laws. All he violated was people's expectations
Oh
to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in regards to like people being like, "Oh, I thought he was perfect. This guy gambles." Like, and it's like that quote applies to so many controversies around athletes today. Like when an athlete doesn't do what people expect them to do, they cast him as a villain.
Mhm.
And she's just like, we often create our own image in our head of famous people because we see them every day and they're on our TVs constantly, and their persona enters the room before they do. So when they do something not in line, we think that they're a bad person when really they're just not your person. Like they're not the person you want them to be. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Mhm.
So it's like he by him gambling, like just the thing that they were trying to make out of it, like was just like it's like okay, maybe you don't want icon that you want like to be gambling, but he's not your. You know what I'm saying? He's not
Mhm.
there for you. He's still his own person.
Exactly, exactly. See, like that's another thing. It's like it's like the thing where any type of person, like no matter what, like they're famous for, whether like they're like an athlete or an actor, or like, they freaking live stream on Twitch, with their video games and shit like that. It's like it becomes a thing where it's like, do they have the responsibility to be
A role
like
model.
yeah, exactly, like do like you personally, what do you think they have the responsibility to be a role model?
I think it depends on how they portray themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about what you do. Jordan never just said that like I was gonna be your moral compass. Like he did say, like be like Mike as far as like win and all that, and just be great at things. But he never told you that he was there. He even like said like Republicans buy shoes, like just the different stance,
It's
like
like,
pretended to be like the social hero or something like that.
mm-hmm.
So I don't think it'd be fair to put that on him. Some people who build their image on being like the perfect person or something like that, then
Or
like
being
maybe
a role model.
sometimes, yeah, maybe sometimes on them falls like, oh well, you're not practicing what you preach. But like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like when people say like, oh, these rappers like rapping about drugs, it's making kids do drugs. It's like your kid has a problem because your kid shouldn't be following what this rapper says
Yeah,
because they admire
exactly.
like
Because
the work that he does.
then it comes down to what's it called? This is like totally off topic. This was when I was
Hmm.
like I was this is like like nothing related. But it's like I think it's a good line. Or something good to think about. It was from I was watching an anime, right? And there was some point the main characters they draw like comics and shit, right? So like
Yeah.
that's what they're about. So their comics at the thing that they were writing at the time was
Hmm.
the characters in their comics would try to pull off like perfect crimes and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
there were kids that would do crimes, but there were never anything like terrible, but like
Hmm.
there was still like called like a crime and stuff like that, right? So
Yeah.
in the show, like the kids that they saw that would be reading their comics, they would see them in public like reenacting like the crimes that they would do. So then it became
Hmm.
like a social thing, like, oh, should they be really drawing these comics and like making these kids like
Yeah.
do these things? But the thing is, that wasn't what they were trying to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They weren't trying to portray themselves as like, oh, you should follow our example or anything. So one of the characters in the thing was like, the one of the comic artists, he's like, if I had a kid, like he asked his wife this, he's like, if I had a kid, would you want me to continue writing these stories? Like, what happened if he reenacts it? And then what she said was, I'll teach him to make sure that he knows not to reenact it in the first place.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
like that's 100% something to think about. Like, you shouldn't be blaming like people who are totally unrelated to your child, that if they do something wrong, it's definitely not their fault that your kid's doing it in the first place. You should be teaching them so that they wouldn't reenact it like in the first place.
Yeah. And Jordan said he's like if you're inspired by like what I do, like when I win and all that, then take like the inspiration for that. But like if you don't like something that I do, like just remember like I'm still my own person. And
Mm-hmm.
you can
Mm-hmm.
choose, you can con pick what you want to take from me and what you don't. You don't have to be me exactly, like
Mm-hmm.
as far as in the sense of like thinking the same way I do or acting the same way I do. But if you're inspired by something that I do, if you're inspired by the way like I compete, you should take that and you should apply that to yourself. But if there's something you don't like, don't just like come at me like, yo, bro, like why aren't you perfect like I want you to be? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's just something that's just like, I feel it's like kind of like a cop out. It's like you
Yeah.
don't blame yourself for like teaching your kids like certain things, or like, and if it's yourself, like if you're an adult and you really believe that, it's like, bro, like you shouldn't be trying to portray like your moral compass onto someone else and try to be like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like you gotta follow
Yeah.
like some type of godly figure or anything. Like like there was like a scene where it's like, oh, this is not there was not oh the scene. There wasn't a scene, but it's like, you know, they kind of, some people kind of believe him to be like Jesus or God at some points. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like he's really not. That's the thing. He's not preaching about like politics or
Exactly.
religion or
That's what I'm
anything.
saying.
Like he said at some point, he's like, when it was talking about like the politics at some point,
Mhm.
he literally says like, I know nothing about politics. I've done nothing about them. Like, I'm unrelated to them. I'm just a basketball player. Like that's true. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's like yeah, that's exactly what I was referring to. Like, if you're like a priest or something, and you make your living off being a moral compass for people, then obviously, like, yeah, people are gonna hold you accountable to what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're like just a basketball player, and then you want to gamble, you can't be mad at me because like you think it's wrong or something like that. It's
Mm-hmm.
legal,
Mm-hmm.
and it's the way he said it didn't hurt his game. It didn't make his family start struggling. It wasn't like his family was like losing their finances because of it. like he wasn't like being like bankrupt because of it, and he
Mm-hmm.
said like it wasn't hurting his performance or anything like that. So it's like what he did was just his business, and it's kind of unfair that they just kept coming at him because of that. And like Magic Johnson had the foresight to say like, hey, like the way you guys are like hammering him about this, like you guys are gonna drive him out of the league,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
like that was like crazy like foreshadowing like of what would happen, but
Mm-hmm. Like he
it
even
was just
said, like when he was in that interview, he was like, "If this isn't a gambling problem, this isn't gambling problem. This is just a hobby. Because if it was a problem, then my family would be starving. Like
exactly
you wouldn't be seeing this watch or this suit that I'm wearing right now. You wouldn't see it. This would all be gone. I'd be getting money. I could sell my house, sell all my stuff. My wife would have left me. But he's like that hasn't happened to me. So you can
yeah.
obviously see I still have everything. The money I'm using is obviously like, to him it's definitely expendable. They even said like 10,000 to him is like $10 to us, and I feel like people should like kind of realize that it's relative.
Yeah. And in true Jordan fashion, how this story unfolds is that he goes on and wins the next 4 games against the Knicks, never gives them a chance again.
Mm-hmm. He
Yep.
just
So
full on just destroys them. It is all gone.
yeah, so they want to press him about going to Atlantic City. You won't win another game
The
instead in the series.
same thing that happens again. Just let the man's game speak for him. They started complaining after one single game
Yeah,
that he
that's
lost, after just losing game two, and he just comes back
yeah,
and wins the rest of the series. Like,
that's just how they make their money. It's just like at some point you have to just understand that like they need headlines that's gonna
yeah,
make
yeah.
people pay attention. And like that I heard someone say, I can't remember exactly who, but it's like I think it was the coach. He said they build you up to tear you down, and
Oh
that's
yeah,
like the
yeah,
truth
yeah.
for
Mm-hmm.
like people will just build you up just so they can like just turn around and just tear you down. So I think that was the beginning of that. That's even like Sam Smith saying that
Yeah,
like
we
I know
can lead
like
into this
people thought
topic.
he was like yeah, like I knew people thought that he was like holier than thou, and I know like there has to be something beyond the surface. So he
Mm-hmm.
makes like his mission to like dig up as much dirt as he can on him. Like that's just
Mm-hmm.
like
That's
who
this.
does that?
It
Who's just
wasn't.
like
It was. He even tried to like play it off like, oh, it's not just me who wants to see it. It's the people. The people are done
yeah,
seeing McDonald's and Nike commercials. They want to see what happens behind the curtain. We want to pull it back and see what the real drama is
yeah,
about. So we can lead straight into Sam Smith's book.
yeah,
The
the Jordan rules.
Oh no. So what was this? There was controversy that someone was leaking like all the information, like was leaking him the information, right?
Yeah, I have no proof for this. Horace Grant was a snitch. No proof behind it. Just his wild speak. He just looked like he was snitching.
That is blasphemy. You just
That is
saying
blasphemy.
you
I
just
just put it
saying
out there.
you just saying he looks like he snitched. That's tough, bro.
Horace,
Why you gonna do my
Horace Grant
man's
looks
like
like
that?
if you pulled him and just asked him like, "Hey, what do you really think about Jordan?" He's like, "I don't know. He likes to
Hey,
gamble."
you just ask him a question, he'll answer right away. You don't gotta press for shit, bro.
Yeah,
You don't even gotta try
it's
anything.
the glasses, man.
It's the glasses, it's the goggles.
It's the goggles, man. They make him seem like the most likely to just feel like, yeah, I don't know. He's kind of mean to us in the locker room. He yells a lot.
Yeah, man, he's kind of rude to us. You know, he likes to gamble too, so he becomes very competitive. It's like he just talks like a nerd. That's it.
Yeah.
What is this persona you built out of him?
It's the glasses, man. He should never wear those glasses if he didn't want to be.
Why I've never understood why people wear goggles and glasses. Why not just wear contacts?
I don't know. Maybe now. Did they have contacts back then? I might sound ignorant by saying
Hundred
that, but
percent, bro. 100%. Come on.
they did.
100%. When was contact? Let's find out when were contacts invented? In 1887.
Are you serious?
Yes, it said it was uncomfortable and difficult to fit, but like 100% sure that. And
Yeah,
but
but if
it
they're
says
uncomfortable, I doubt people will be playing
no.
basketball in
But then
them.
by 1938, the first plastic one was made, and then by 1950, the first lens to cover the cornea was made. So it was definitely by 1980 something, it was definitely like, you know, properly like adjusted to be used.
Yeah. I still probably think it didn't pick on since it's like kind of a creepy technology.
I
Like
guess.
to this day, like my mom still wears like glasses and all that, and she's like she won't try contacts because like with the weird idea of like just putting something on your eye like that.
I mean,
You know, people.
I haven't worn mine in a long time, and I am happy about that. It has been.
You just wearing your glasses?
My glasses broke a long ass time ago.
Oh wow.
I mean, I'm in the house. I'm perfectly fine. I'm not like blind or anything. My eyesight's only like negative 0.5. That's literally nothing.
I think that's the effect of this quarantine. People are gonna have worse eyesight when we get out because everyone's just on their
I mean,
phones.
I don't know. For some reason, I went outside today and I could see perfectly fine. I was like, yo, did my eyes get better or something, bro? I'm being serious. I was that ass confused. I could read the signpost like from like a decent distance. I was like, damn, wait, hold up. I should not be able to read this thing. It's coming back to me. My eyesight's coming back. The good part of quarantine. I'm fucking going crazy now.
This is making me go crazy as well.
Was there anything? Who was Sam Smith?
He was just like a columnist in a paper,
Oh
and
my
he
god!
he had access to the players, so he just used that for his opportunity to write a book.
He's like a random reporter.
Yeah, but it's like you know how you have to get your break to get like noticed and all that. So he knew that. He knew that writing a book about the most famous person in the world probably would just be enough.
Yeah, so he wanted to get his break and then finally get into the light, I guess.
Bro, this is so random, but I just realized how old Muhammad Ali is. Like Muhammad Ali is so old. Well, not is now, but like was.
He's dead.
Like before his passing.
At the time, yeah, he was old. This dude was
Bro, Muhammad Ali was in his prime of boxing when Wilt Chamberlain was in his prime of playing basketball.
Oh
like,
wow, that's a crazy timeline.
Yes, that's how long ago that was.
Wow.
Like Wilt Chamberlain and Muhammad Ali existed in the same era.
That's such a weird thing to think about.
Yeah, when Michael Jordan was playing, Muhammad Ali was old and retired. He was an old man when Michael Jordan was playing. He lived a long time, honestly.
He really did. How old was he when he died? I'm searching up Muhammad Ali, and then that's it. 1942 to 2016. That is, I don't know why it just doesn't decide to tell what his age was. Like, just freaking tell me.
It's like, you're a smart kid. Figure it out.
Like, no, I'm not gonna. Okay, 74. Okay.
Yeah, that's a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time. Oh damn! Am I the only one who whenever I think of 2016, I think about like, oh, it was 2 years ago. Like, oh no,
right?
It was 4 years ago.
4 years ago, buddy. Try that again. It's like when I think of like 2013, and it's like, bro, that was 7 years ago. Like, huh?
Oh hell no! That's so crazy to think about. But
yeah, we're really old men.
I'm trying to think what else happened in this episode.
Look at us old men talking on the radio.
I feel like most of this episode was just gambling and then just controversy. Yeah. Wait, you said something
I was holding it, man. I was holding it.
Okay,
so
okay.
We got is this our closeout conspiracy?
Okay. Yeah, we'll close out with the conspiracy, I guess. Go for it.
All right. Let's get spooky here.
Oh,
now, before I say anything, a lot of this is widespread, like few people know or something. This is something that's very believed. Like even like earlier I saw a comment like people trolling were like talking about this, but well, let me just get into it. But so there's this conspiracy, right? That Michael Jordan got into some pretty deep shit with his gambling problem, right?
Okay.
That he got in very, very deep.
Like and mafia related shit? Just continue.
Yes. And he started gambling with the wrong people. Ooh. And he started owing a lot of money. And it's heavily rumored, that he might have crossed the wrong people.
Oof.
And gotten his father killed.
What?
Yeah.
Is there what's like the official reasoning his dad, like how his dad died? Like what's the
he was killed in allegedly in a carjack. Like someone stole his car and they killed him like to steal his car.
Oh, Uncle Ben vibes.
Yeah, basically.
I should be laughing at that
But that
stuff.
just sounds kind of crazy to me that someone would kill Michael Jordan's dad just to steal his car,
Hmm.
right? So if we start getting into it, like just thinking about it, it's like, well, so the story goes that he crossed the wrong people, and to teach him a lesson, like they stole like an expensive car that he had bought for his dad, and he killed his father too. So word has it that David Stern got wind of like what was happening, and as a punishment for Jordan, he wanted to suspend him to like reprimand him or whatever, right? So this goes into those 2 years that we're about to see of his retirement. So
Oh,
there's a rumor that he didn't retire, but
he was kicked
the
off.
league didn't want to. The league didn't want to embarrass their most popular and most like prized and like their biggest like asset or
Hmm.
whatever
Their big dog.
or commodity, yeah, which was Jordan. So they masked it as a retirement, like a hiatus, but it was actually a suspension. And
Damn.
also proof of that is like well, not proof of that, but another layer to the story is that Jordan claims that, well, not claims, but he says that he retired because to go play baseball because his dad loved baseball, and that
Hmm.
was like what his dad wanted him to be like growing up, like wanted him to be a baseball player. And like since he lost his father, he felt like if he played baseball, he could get closer to him. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Through playing baseball. So that's the official reasoning. But it just the greatest basketball player ever at his prime and peak, just retiring like that for 2 years and then coming
It
back 2 years later. It
feels
just seems
off.
like so crazy that people, of course, are gonna like come up with conspiracy theories. But this is like one of the best ones that I've heard. That like he allegedly got in so deep with the wrong people that he got his dad murdered, and that
Hmm.
the commissioner decided to teach him a lesson by suspending him for 2 years, and that turned into his little hiatus to go play baseball. So isn't that
That's
a crazy story?
that's fucking insane to think.
Yeah.
The thing is, you think it would just be like you think nobody else would ever find out? You think how because how would the David Stern even find out in the first place?
Well, he would be well connected in like Chicago and all that. His dad was definitely murdered. Now, whether it was uh just happened to be at the wrong place at the wrong time, or whether it was like an organized hit to kill
Hmm.
him,
Hmm.
that's something that I don't think like crime, like people that do crime would like publicize, but maybe people that are like a bit nuanced and like what's going on, like as far as like in that world, they probably could have got back to David Stern because mind you, David Stern is established. This dude is like this David Stern was a gangster himself, man. So he definitely probably had people all over his ears everywhere. And then if that comes back to him, maybe even if David Stern doesn't have any actual proof that this was the reason, if he just knew that Jordan was just in with the wrong people and was like starting to take this a little too far, and maybe just like as just a punishment, like, hey man, watch yourself, like you can't do this. Like if this actually blows up, now you're getting like your family members killed or something like that.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
we can't have this happening. So it's like this is here goes a suspension. We'll keep it quiet. No one will know about it. We'll make it seem like you're just you're just like so consumed over like the loss of your dad that you can't play basketball anymore. Which
Hmm.
could be a valid which probably like this is just a conspiracy theory. So
Hmm.
it's like the official story is what he tells us, right? So I can't like say that's not true or anything, but that's just alternate, you know.
I mean, you can still say like even if he went to go play baseball, you could like the reasoning that he went to go play baseball could still work no matter what
Yeah,
you believe in. You know what I mean?
yeah, exactly.
Like, regardless if it was like an actual just a hiatus or if it was because like he got in with the wrong people, like him playing baseball can still work for either
Yeah,
story.
exactly.
But I guess we can't find anything about from you can't find we can't ask David Stern for anything because he's dead too.
Yeah.
That's tough. He died.
I
Did he
don't know
die?
why that made me laugh. R.P.
He
David
died.
Stern, man.
He died this year too, right?
Yep, we lost a lot of people this year in basketball, man.
Wow.
We were supposed to be mourning David Stern, and then like, oh man, I don't even want to talk about it.
Wait, who else died?
Kobe, man.
No, no, no. But you made it seem like it was a lot more.
well, Kobe, David Stern, Gigi. Was there someone else? I think there was one more person. There was this dude that worked for ESPN that died as well. He was like
Oh,
this
the
sportcaster.
the one with the crazy suits.
No, that was Craig Sagan. That was a few years ago.
Oh, okay.
This other dude that worked.
Yeah, like obviously I know freaking Kobe died, bro. Like that's my favorite player of all goddamn time. Like you think I wouldn't remember?
Oh man,
You made it seem like it was like 15 people who died. I'm like, damn. Wait, hold up.
yeah. No, but this is just like this is so abnormal for like God, like Kobe, really
Yeah, I
Kobe.
know. You don't. You wouldn't wait. I feel like we should. I just want to say how I found. How'd you find out that he died? Like, what were you doing?
Um,
What were you doing at the time when you found out he died?
I was playing 2K, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then um I think it was Yazid that like texted me or something, and or like he texted like a group chat, and he was like, "Yo, Kobe died," and I swear to God, when I heard that, my mind thought he was saying there's a streamer that we used to watch like back in like 2016, 2017, that who's called Kobe, right?
Oh, okay.
So I was like, damn, Kobe died, but like it didn't even cross my mind for like 1 second that he was talking about Kobe being Bryant. Like I
Mm,
just swore that he was talking about like the streamer Kobe.
somebody else
So like
entirely.
yeah, so I just go. So I kind of like put my phone down, like clicked it off and put my phone down. Damn, that's sad. RP Kobe, man. And
Damn.
then like I play for a little bit longer, and I'm like, wait, hold up. And I'm like, wait a minute. So then I go and like I'm like, wait, no,
You search on
because
your
then I see
phone and
other
everything.
people texting me, and I'm like, wait a minute. No, because I'm like, this guy I know doesn't watch like Kobe streams, so like, how would he know? He
Mm-hmm.
texts me, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, this might be the Black Mamba himself.
Damn.
And like I was just
No.
so distraught.
The way I found out was literally crazy. So I was playing Rainbow Six Siege
Uh,
with my brother and my cousins. We were just playing like in a game, and then in the chat, you know how like some games have they have like an in-game chat you can
yeah,
text.
exactly.
Yeah, so in the in-game chat, the player on the enemy team, he was like, Kobe died. I'm like, what? And
Oh
like I
shit.
didn't even point it. I didn't even like realize. I didn't like notice the message in the first place. My cousin and my brother read it. Like, why'd that guy say Kobe died? What is he talking about? Because like they don't know anything about basketball. So I was like,
Yeah.
wait. Literally stopped playing. They're like, wait, what are you doing? Freaking play. And I'm like, no, wait, I have to freaking check this out first. I looked on my phone, searched it up. I just searched up on because there was absolutely nothing on Instagram, right? At first,
Yeah.
I searched it up on Google, like just to see, but I was seeing like TMZ saying like, but what's it called? That he died, and I was like, who the hell believes like freaking TMZ, right? All they talk about is drama bullshit. And then I was like, okay, you know what? I'll put this down for later. Like I didn't believe it at first, and then but it was like still in the back of my head, like, oh no, wait, what if he did die? And then I'll go on Instagram like in a little bit, and then like every single post is just Kobe Bryant has died at this age. I was like, oh my god,
Oh
no
man, I still remember
way,
that night,
dude.
bro.
I cried that night. The night after, I
Yeah,
was
man.
so distraught. Oh my god. I remember the next day, campus felt so off. The
Yeah.
entire campus I can tell it felt off. I saw so many people wearing like the Marion High School jersey and the Lakers jersey, and I was just like, oh shit, man.
Yeah.
The thing is though, I balled up in his honor, man. I balled up on
I swear to
everybody.
God, me too, man. I played 1v1 against my boy. Oh my God.
we were
I
playing.
hadn't played I hadn't played it so long too, bro. And I was like shooting like all fadeaway like mids and shit the
Yo,
whole
me
game.
too, man.
I
Oh my god.
swear.
I was going crazy. We were playing 4-on-4, and like like it would just be at the top of the key. Like the boy with my teammate would just like, do the checkout, boom, right away, give it to me. I do like a 2 dribble, boom, every single time. Every single time I was hitting everything. Like it was to the point where like the opposite team, they were switching defenders on me like every single play. Like they were just like one guy was on me. I made 3 shots on him. Then somebody else was like, yo, get the fuck out of here. Switch out. You clearly can't defend him. I got this. And then I make a shot on him, and he while bringing his arm down, he slapped me right in the face, right? Like, when you overthrow like your hand, it just goes too down. He hit me right in the face, like right on like around the eyes too, so I couldn't see. Watered up. I cleared my eye. I look up at the hoop and then swish. I'm like, yo, I'm going off. I was going crazy, dude. And then but oh my god, that was the fateful day.
Yeah, it was, man.
We automatically switched to talking about Kobe.
RP to the Black Mamba, man.
We can yeah, I think there was not is there anything else to talk about about the documentary? And no, that's over, right?
Yeah, no,
it was mostly just gambling, the drama about, how screwed up Jordan was.
The Knicks series. Can I make one last comment?
Yeah, go ahead.
This documentary is so fair as far as like it shows like every side to the story. Like even Isaiah Thomas like talk about like how he feels about what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like the good, the bad, like the ugly, the amazing. It's like it's not something that's made to just like glorify Jordan and just make him seem like this.
No,
Larger.
it's very equal and
So this is
balanced.
what people thought. This is how he felt. This is the reality. This is what people like. You know what I'm saying? It shows every angle of the story.
It's
So his teammates felt, how his competitors felt. You know what I'm saying?
It's a very
People had to
balanced
like him.
documentary. It's a very balanced documentary.
Yeah, definitely feels fair. Seems like it gives you all sides.
Yeah, that's definitely true. I think that. I'm gonna end it off by saying, fuck Sam Smith.
Fuck Sam Smith.
And R.I.P. Black Mamba.
R.I.P. to the one and only, man.
The GOAT. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Pieces.
Rest in peace to the Black Mamba.